All right. Is this thing on? I tap the mic. Let's see. It's just a pop-up. X.com. Oh yeah, Twitter space gone. Let me post this on WordCast. Still nobody here. Oh wait, there are people here. All right, let me start sharing this around a little bit. Whoops. All right. Let's bring up the Oh my God, I've been muted. How come nobody told me I was muted? There we go. I'm muted. Oh my God, I've been muted. Uh-oh. How come nobody told me I was muted? There we go.
Echo.
I'm muted. Oh, close that. There we go. Yo, guys, I'm muted. Jeez. Okay, so you guys got all that I told you before? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'll start back over. So the DM was very helpful. So I started off I started off by saying that we've been building, we've been working on the project for a couple of days after the launch, and the launch that we had was very, very successful. We had a couple of pretty key, interesting milestones. We launched about 30 tokens. We had about $50,000 of transaction volume. The first stream had about 1,800 people come through over the 3-hour period, which was really exciting. And then we had, it was a really good ecosystem, a really good launch for people to try out the site and launch some tokens and kind of give us a bunch of feedback. And so the thing that we did was we took the feedback that everybody gave us and we rolled it all up into a priority list, and we started to kind of started to knock down or knock out some of the features that people were asking for. So one of the core features that people were asking for was they wanted to have some information around who was holding the token. There were other people that wanted to see the swaps. There were people that wanted to see a lot of different things. So we added 4 features, and I did this 4 thing, like the Binance thing, but you guys didn't hear me, so I'm doing it again. And we added 4 features that we're going to show off today and just kind of go and talk about what they are. And then we are going to just go through, maybe create a coin and just kind of go through the site the way it is today and get some more feedback. So if you got questions, if you're on X, you can post in X and I can see the comments there. And also if you're on YouTube, you can comment there and they'll also come into to my same comment thing and I'll bring them up on the screen for you guys. So if you can see the site, this landing page pretty much looks the same. You know, we've got a bunch of tokens. Tariff War was the one that we were trying to launch. What was this, like on Thursday, I think, when we did the initial launch. And so we put this trending box up here. It's supposed to be animated, but there's a couple of things we're trying to figure out. But we put this trending bar up here, which lets you kind of see the trending tokens. So you can click on this now, and it'll take you straight to the trending tokens. So trending tokens is the first feature. The second thing that you can see is at the top, you'll see these event notifications that are popping in. So anytime somebody does a transaction, you'll be able to actually see who's doing the transaction and what transaction they're doing. So if it's a buy or a sell, it'll be green if it's a buy, red if it's a sell, and then it'll be blue if somebody creates a new coin. So no matter where you are on the site, except for if you're creating a new coin, you'll be able to see these pop-ups show up. The other thing we added down here, as you can see on the left-hand side, is a list of all of the swaps, basically. So somebody bought this a minute ago. And so you can see all the transactions for this coin. You can go back and we have the wallet address that executed the transaction. And then we also have the transaction hash right here. And if you click on either one of these, it'll take you to the scanner, right? So somebody keeps buying this. So if we click on this up here, there's this coin that has this crazy chart. Don't ruin this guy's chart, okay, people? Just let him cook. He's been buying nonstop, or he or she has been buying nonstop for since this site launched, right? It's got the slow cooking right here. It's 42169. But let me go back real quick. Okay, so you can see all the buys and sells. We show how much ETH is coming in or out and how much of the whatever the token is that you're buying in and out. And we have the timestamps and what side of the transaction it is. So if it's a buy or sell. The other thing we have here is we added this holder distribution. So you can see that the creator of this, oops, let me go back. Forgot those are links. So we can see over here on the right-hand side that the creator of this token has 3.57%, and then there's somebody else that has 11%, and that is on its path of the bonding curve right now. Now we can change this. We've been thinking about how to represent the holder distribution. So if you have any feedback, you can either just send me a message. But we pretty much have three options for holder distribution. It can be out of the total holders, right? So, this person would probably have, I don't know, probably close to like 70% of the supply based on all these other tokens here, right? 70 or 80%. We can also do it out of the progress along the bonding curve. So out of the 800 million tokens that it takes to get to the 10 ETH, or we could do it out of the percentage of the total supply, like the total max market cap of the token, which is always going to be 1 billion. So right now this is a percentage of this bonding curve. So this first address has 11% of whatever this bonding curve is. Actually, it would be cool to be able to mouse over and kind of highlight and see where they are in this bonding curve, but that's something we can probably add later. So that's another thing we added. And then also all of these trades that happen, they all happen in real time. So when a trade gets executed on this chart, it will show up in the swaps list. It will update the chart. It'll update the holder distribution. It'll update all the balances and update anything related to the transactions that you've got going on. So that's one of the other things that we added. So we talked about the pretty much the four features, right? We added the holders list, which is over here, holder distribution. And we were thinking about making this a little bit longer, so to show 20 holders instead of 10. We also added the transactions swap history here. So you can see all the swaps for each coin. And then if you go back to the home page, we added this trending page, which is basically just ranked by volume right now. So basically the most popular tokens are up here by trading volume. And then we also added these event notifications that show up every time somebody does a buy. So those are the four things that we put in place, and that's kind of the current state of things. So let's actually click on this first token that got created here, this one. This will be interesting to look at. Cool, so classic pump and dump. But this is the lows, apparently, if you do some TA. But if you look here, you can see all the buyers and all the sellers, a bunch of little buys here 5 days ago, which was when we launched. And then you can see in this list, the actual creator does not own the most of this supply, which is pretty funny. Somebody else owns the majority of the supply. The wallet that created this isn't even the top 10 holders right now. So it's pretty interesting to see. Somebody created something and then they kind of just let the community run with it. But this is cool because this is the first token on the platform. Let's see. So I think that was pretty much it in terms of the features that we've added. So it's been pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. And what we're doing is right now we're working towards a few other features. So the big thing that we're trying to get put in place right now is an airdrop feature, right? So what we want to be able to do, and kind of like the vision of the project, is to be able to have a creator create one of these coins for a specific community. And the definition of the creator and the definition of the community are still very nebulous right now. We've been talking to a bunch of people and trying to figure out exactly who the go-to market is for this first set of people. And I think what we're going to do is probably start off with some Farcaster communities, just because I have some familiarity with the community, with the system, and there are people in there that are into crypto. But it's funny, just today, somebody posted one of the co-founders of Pump.Fun. He posted a link to Pump.Fun in Farcaster, what was this, in December of 2023 or something, because he was into soccer and he was on there. And then I guess they were going to launch on Base, and then they pivoted over to Solana at that point, and then they went crazy. So, we may be fast following them if we try to launch on Farcaster and, it ends up not being well received. But I would say that I think the tone has changed quite a bit since they launched back in 2023 versus where we are right now in our early launch phases and trying to get our product out of the door. So it was just funny to see that the guy on there. But we want to basically try to create this airdrop functionality where you can select a community, a crypto community at this point, but if it could eventually be any community, right? And create a token for them that has some sort of utility. And the utility is obviously going to be defined by the creator of the token. And then we can also try to incorporate some on-chain utility as well. So we want to figure out what the dynamics of that look like in an MVP and then ship that over the next couple of weeks. So that's what we're thinking about, what we've been working on. This person is buying madness. The other thing I wanted to do, somebody was asking me why don't I create a coin? So I'm going to go through a quick demo and create a coin based on the memes that are going on right now. So let me switch over. I'm just going to switch over to my my browser that I actually use. And so I'm currently logged in with my developer wallet. This is just what I just do all my testing and stuff on. So we're going to go start a new coin. And everybody's doing the furry logos today. So we're going to do FastJPEG. And for the message, give me a second. I'm going to grab something. We're going to say, what if FastJPEG was a fur logo? And then we're going to have our obligatory FastJPEG furry logo here. And then we'll put some links in here. So we'll say http://t.me/FastJPEG. No Discord, https://fastjpeg.com. And then https://x.com/fastjpg. All right, we'll use those. And then we'll go to next. And I don't know how much ETH is in this account. Let's see. Yeah, 0.04, not a lot. All right, so I'll do the first buy, 0.01. I'll do 0.005. And then we're going to just click launch. Connecting to my wallet. All right. Sure. Look at that. Base so cheap. And then we should see the coin launch. Boom. So now we got a FastJPEG. Got my first buy right here. And I'm the creator. You can see this buy came in. I think behind this, maybe the creation didn't get captured yet. Oh, somebody else bought. Look at that. Somebody's right behind me. So I got most of the supply. Somebody just came in right behind me. So this is cool, right? You can see kind of like the real-time update nature. We've got all the links here for the Telegram, the Twitter, and the website. We've got our coin, and you can start to see some transactions, and we're making our way along the bonding curve here. So it's a pretty cool little quick demo. And we can obviously go back to the main page, and it's right here at the top for JPEG. Latest coin created. $25 market cap. So yeah, that was it. Pretty much gone through a demo of everything that we got on the product right now. And let me see how many people are on this Slack. Thanks for everybody who put up with me being muted for the first, 3-5 minutes. Give me a second. I'm just checking X. All right. Oh, we got 100 people watching. Cool. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Let me switch back to this view here. So as you can see, we've put a couple of features in to make it. Oh, we've got a FastJPEG coin here too. This has way more trades. More trades, more holders. But yeah, as you can see, we've put a bunch of features in right now to kind of make the product more more robust and add a bit more functionality. I think the next thing we're thinking about adding is actually a profile, because right now, if you click this, you basically don't know how many tokens you have or what you're holding right now. So, if I connected to this and I was connected again with my wallet, I would know that I have this token because it would be highlighted here. But there's no way to know what my total balance on all my total holdings are. So the next thing we're thinking about adding is a list of holdings that you can kind of keep track of what what you've got in terms of your balance and what you're holding. So that's what we're going to work on next, is making sure that the holdings or the profile or your portfolio, we're still trying to figure out what to call it, but giving you a place to go look, to go see where your holdings and stuff are. So yeah, we've been building. We're going to keep cranking on some stuff. I don't know if I have any other comments, but we've been making progress. So if anybody has any questions, I'll stay on for another like 5 minutes and just answer some questions. And if not, we can just take a look at these tokens, and I'll just navigate through the website. I might also go back over through the 4 features that we added just to cover those again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just slowly making our way. A lot less drama this time. See if there's any questions. Oh, here we go. See, this would have been helpful before for me. Oh, this is the token right here. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Let's see. What is that noise? Oh, Discord. Yeah, one of the cool things is just being able to see all these tokens get created. You can see the prices updating. I'm trying to think. What was I looking for? Oh, my bull flag token. Oh, we actually did add a couple of other things. So one of the other things I just remembered was, if you want to actually see a zoomed in version of the photos, because sometimes people want to see the picture, you can actually click on the picture, and this is a photo of me doing TA from probably 5 days ago. But you can actually click in and zoom and see these different images that are on different people's profiles. So that's another really cool feature. So if you want to click on, like, let's say this thing, and you can scroll down and click and see this in a bigger layout. The other thing we were thinking about doing is putting a little download button, down here. So if you want to download the image, you can download it as well. But right now, it's easy to click and zoom in. I think there was another one that was really funny that was hard to see when it was small. So, oh yeah, take a look at this tariff coin. Oops, too fast. Click on that. You can see it in big, zoomed in. All right, Chair has a great question. He said, what network? So right now we're running on Base. We actually are trying to build our V2. So the current V1, because it graduates to Uniswap specifically, it allows us to work with all of the networks that basically support Uniswap V2, which is all of them, pretty much all of them. And so that's we're constricted to EVMs, and but we launched on Base just because the Farcaster network is actually deeply tied into the Base ecosystem. A lot of the people are all from Coinbase, and they all are networked together. So we're starting on Base for right now, but we're open to creating this protocol and launching it on any chain that wants to work with us. We're super excited about that. The one thing, when we coded the protocol and we coded the backend, we make accommodations for the chain ID. So we have a way to switch between chains and basically deploy this on all chains. And then what would actually happen is, we don't have this right now, but each one of these tokens would just be indexed by its chain ID instead of or actually they're already indexed by the chain ID, but we would have all the chain IDs showing up here. So there's a little bit of work for us to move it to multiple networks, but right now we're just starting for our MVP on Base, and Base has actually been really cool. The transactions have been pretty fast. The transaction fees have been pretty cheap, so it's a pretty nice network to deploy on for an MVP and kind of get your product out the door and kind of get some things going. So we're starting on Base, but we're looking at going to a bunch of other chains, and then we're even considering Solana. The story that I mentioned before about how Pump.Fun actually started on Base and then went to Solana, we were joking internally that we might end up doing the same thing. So Solana is definitely an option as well, but we're right now working on Base and in the Base community. Thanks for the great features. I appreciate all of them. No problem, no problem. Thanks for using the product. Oh, here we go. Jeevan, it's on Base. And chair, cool. Cool. Look at this. Nice little consistent buys. Yeah, this is super cool. It's like a super cool little product here. So yeah, we're gonna like I said, we're gonna work on getting a couple more features in, especially the portfolio, because it's hard to really see what you have here. So we should be able to get that in and probably have a demo for it next week. And then, like I said, we're really focusing on the airdrops right now and how we get more airdrops going through the system. So, all right, well, we are gonna cut it. It's 8 o'clock somewhere. So we're gonna end the stream. We've been up for about 30 minutes. Let me click on this. Look at this. Stairway to Heaven right here. The 1 minute chart. Amazing. All right, we're gonna cut the stream. But yeah, we'd love to hear feedback from you. Also, if you want to get updates, we're gonna be tweeting from our FastJPEG Twitter account or X account. So let me just bring it up real quick. Switch screens. I have to log into X. Okay. All right, hold on a second. 1 second. I don't even know what my username and password is for this thing. What is this thing called? Sorry, somebody's texting me. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go. All right. My face down here. Spooky. All right, so yeah, here's our our X account here is FastJPEG. Somebody else has the one with the E on it. But little Easter egg, FastJPG also goes to our site, FastJPG.com. So yeah, if you just come here and follow us on X, that would be super helpful. So that way we can send messages to the community through this channel. And then also, if you want to follow me, I'm on X at Joe Blau. So this account right here. Oh my gosh, Joe Blau's live. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We've got all of these features coming through, and we definitely love for you to follow us, give us feedback. We're open to just chatting with anybody who's in the ecosystem. And if you're on a different chain, or you want to work with us, or you would like for us to deploy on your chain, definitely reach out to me. I'm at Joe Blau on Twitter or X, and you can also follow us at FastJPG on X as well. All right. Catch you all later, and we'll try to do another one of these streams next week. Maybe try to get a consistent time so that people can tune in and see all the updates as we're kind of building them and releasing them. All right. See you later.